Hey, what's up? I want to show you our new place that we're staying for 6 months, pretty much up in the wilderness, and it is amazing. Watch this. So here's our view looking north, by the way, and that's the beginning of the property here, where it is 5 acres here in the Rocky Mountains, and we actually have a mountain that is part of our property here, and so it pretty much goes from right here all the way up. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mountain. Oh yeah, almost. Wait. Oh, can you see it way up there? It goes way up there, way back there. Okay. But this is it. Okay, we're using we're right here. I mean, just our space here is probably, I mean, not even a half acre that we're using, but we got a fire pit. I'm gonna show you all around. Let's start with, so that's a friend of ours right there. And we have, this is where Elisha and Jeremiah are, and Amber and I are right over there. And we have the 4 dogs. You'll see those in here as well. So let's go ahead and start with the fire pit, okay? Now, we did just dump a bunch of wood, but we are organizing it, so take it easy. No, I'm just playing. And we are burning a lot of our cardboard and different things. But look at this big, like 5 foot wide fire pit with a grid on it. Very nice, and I'm really excited about that. All right, we do have wild turkeys over here. A lot of wildlife as far as deer and wild turkeys. But look, we do have one thing I really like is solar powered security cameras that are looking at the property. There's one on the tree over there that looks out that way. This one faces here. There's a couple more over there, and then we do have a shed where we have a security camera on the shed looking at the front of ours. But let's start over here. I did do a couple things that I thought every campground or every camp area needs, and that is horseshoes. So I put in some horseshoe pits right here, and it's supposed to be 40 feet, okay? But with these and with trailers and vehicles driving through, I wanted this one to be, next to a place where a vehicle wouldn't drive. And so I went to that bush right there, which is 35 feet. So it's 5 feet shorter, but throwing a horseshoe 40 feet, I think that's why they made cornhole, because if you get hit in the head with one of these versus a beanbag, But anyway, all right. So one of the things, there is a septic, there is electric, and there's no water. So we're going to talk about that. Now, this is not where the septic is hooked up. So I have this that dumps. Then I take this right over there and dump the septic. So there is an outhouse as well. But let's talk about it. So we made a kids area for the grandkids, and we have a Traeger, right, and a regular whatever. And then we have the dogs. Hey, dogs. Whoa. You can't even see them. Why are you barking at them? Okay. Well, this one, nice, long. I think this is a 29 foot trailer, and it has a nice bed in here and a huge kitchen and another large bathroom with a large shower, which is very awesome. We made these little dog gates for the dogs to kind of hang out. Here's a nice picnic table. These we also double as benches, so that's really cool. So we like to use those as benches as well whenever we're hanging around. And I said it had water. I said it had electric and septic, and this is the water. So I got this here. I got a pump, and this is 275 gallons, by the way. And I have a pump that pumps it into the trailers, so I don't have to, actually, I wish I could show you, but going out, this is gate 7. And if you go to gate 8, which is like a block west, there's water there. And you just hook it up, bam, fill it up. And there's some lakes nearby. We'll do some videos in the future, doing some kayaking and stuff. And so since we were talking about the septic, this one's all set up, ready to go. It goes right into the septic. It goes down here into the outhouse. So I'll show you the outhouse really quick. And so it's pretty nice. It sits over the septic tank, of course. And so it has a light, don't worry, at night, right? And then the shed. I'll show you the shed in just a second. But I wanted to show you this. I'm pretty excited about this. So we have the games for the kids. We have the hammocks where you can hang out. I pretty much started that hammock, and then when it gets in the sun, I moved to that one. When it gets into the sun, I moved to this one. And then when it gets in the sun, I moved to those two, you know, one of those two. I'm just hanging out all day. All right, now check this out. This is one thing I'm really excited about. Okay, so I set up darts, and I put the regulation part of the darts right here. I threw it. I've been practicing, wham, wham, wham. And the last practice I had, I actually did that. Okay, so take it easy. I did that. And I got a bunch of darts. So just don't be laying in the hammock. No, I'm just playing. Behind me, I haven't missed that yet. Let's just say that, okay? We do have a hammock there. I have a hammock stand here. I haven't put a hammock on it yet because there's lots of hammocks. But when the whole family comes over. And then I put this up right here, kind of like as a parking spot. So this is where I park the Tesla, and because of the sap, that catches the sap so it doesn't land on the, and then the other Tesla parks there where there's no sap. But we have the Tesla charger over here. We have a little place to sit right here, which is nice. And then we have this place, this area right here. We're still getting set up, of course, you know. Hey, look, another hammock. We're still getting set up. But I do have my Blackstone that Amber got me. It is nice, 36-inch Blackstone. I can't wait. I got it all set up, and I seasoned it. And I think I'm gonna season it again before I cook on it. But this is the area here. We have a little area for one of the dogs here. And then what was I gonna show you? Oh yeah, we got the 30 amp plug here that's going to the trailer. We have a plug there that goes out and to the Teslas. And then next to the outhouse, there's a plug that goes over to the other trailer. And then there's a plug over there for our friend's trailer over there. So we do have a little hangout here. And we do have the dogs here that I made dog runs for the dogs so that they have a cable and they're able to wander this way and then up that way. So Daisy's over there. Do you like it? You like it being out here, huh? All right, Sparky, Daisy, and over there, let me introduce you to the others. Sorry, they barked last time. Onyx, Olive. Hi, Olive. Hi. Hey, Onyx, you got something hanging out of your mouth, bro. Hi, Olive. Let me show you this right here. I'll show you this because we have a surprise in here. And it's not the kind of surprise. I'm just playing. It's man, oh, that's hard. Okay, we have refrigerator and freezer. Come on. So I bought these. These are really cool because you can switch them to be a freezer or a refrigerator. So here we go. We don't even have a lot of stuff in here yet because we do have refrigerator and freezers in there as well. And then we have, look at the freezer. Oh my goodness. There's plenty of stuff in the freezer. And then we have some other stuff in here for storage and stuff. So, all right. So that's the, let me close this really quick. And that is the storage. And I'm going to make a studio in there for my other YouTube channel. And so that'll have a studio and maybe like a crafts table set up in there, and then get some lighting and stuff. But wanted to show you. So like I said, we're using this whole area, but it goes up. There's a trail that goes up to the top, so it's a great hiking that you can hike, go have some time alone. And yeah, 5 acres is pretty awesome. So you might say, what do you do with your garbage? So 1 block away, like I said, 1 block away at the next gate, it's like $50 for the season, and you could take all the garbage you want over there. So we have the garbage over there, and we burn any burnables, you know, to start fires, or cardboard or stuff like that. But anything that we can't burn, we just take over 1 block away with the truck. And then the other thing, actually, you're gonna have to let me know in the comments, what do you want to know? What questions do you have, you know? But yeah, so we just love, I mean, it's been amazing, by the way. So you might say, what's your plans for this place? Now, we wanted to be up here to see what it's like, because we're about 30 minutes from town. Okay, now in the winter, it could be brutal, but the summer, it could be amazing. And it is so far, just in the spring now. So the thing about it is, we wanted to see what it's like making the drive, being 30 minutes from town. Everything we have here is everything we need. But for winter, we'd want to kind of see, okay, are we gonna build? If we're gonna build, we'll be able to build, you know, like you could buy, you could build. But there are some restrictions, like in this area, in this county, they say that you can't have chickens. So that's kind of, in this area, you can't have chickens, because we had chickens. We love to have chickens because we love eggs, right? And so, you know, there is that. The other thing is that you can't do here, that's kind of a bummer, but we could still get around it. Oh man, windy, a little wind. But you can't put a garden in the ground. You'd have to have raised gardens. So having raised gardens is no big deal, but the irrigation, the water for it, you know, like you can catch water. So we have on top of the shed back there, it catches water and goes into a rain barrel. And so we can build, you know, and it's only one side. I could put it on the other side too. We could catch water when the rainwater comes, or during it doesn't have a cistern though. So a cistern is pretty much like one of those big tanks, but in the ground, that you could fill up, and then a water pump pumps it. So we could install a cistern that way. To get water here, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a house not too far away. They must have water. So we probably could get water here as well. But the septic, to empty the septic, which, I mean, you only have to really empty the septic like once a year. I think it's like $250 to empty it. And the water is included in the area, because they want everybody to have access to water. So that's good. And even if it costs, it's not that much, like $100 for the year or whatever. So being able to get the water is no problem. And, you know, it's just so peaceful up here. So nice, quiet, peaceful. And did I mention we have, I don't know if you can see it up there, Starlink. We have Starlink internet. So if you have water, electricity, internet, and a septic, what else do you need? You know what I'm saying? We do have, I do have some lights. These lights are actually on right now, but we plug them in at night just to kind of have some lights, but they rarely unplug it, so I usually find myself unplugging it. And then we do have solar powered lights as well that go throughout this whole place right here, which at night is really nice. And so but yeah, man, what a place this is, this property. We absolutely love it. And so, yeah, like I said, 5 acres. It's up towards Red Feather, if you're familiar. It's not quite to Red Feather, but it's if you're familiar with the gates going in Glacier View. So this is Glacier View. We're at gate 7, and they're barking at me. Why are you barking at me? But anyway, I just wanted to do this like quick little video and do a tour, and show you. We just feel so blessed, and we, you might say, well, what are you doing with the money from the house? Well, we're pretty much sitting on it for 6 months, because we're trying to decide, do we want to live here, up here, and build, or do we want to just have it like this, kind of like for the summer, and then buy something somewhere else, like maybe closer to town, or maybe even in another state. So if you have some suggestions of where we should move, because if we have this summer, if we have this for the summer, where would we go for the winter? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Something like this, for the summer, and then somewhere else for the winter. I know if you know my other channel in cruising, you're probably thinking I'm thinking Florida, and yeah, maybe I am, but we want to be around family, and but if we have 2 places, we could be around the family all summer long right here like this. But and then in the winter we can go to Florida, maybe cruise a couple times, or we could just cruise for the winter and then come back here. I don't think Amber would like that. But anyway, let me know in the comments, what should we do? Where should we buy or build? What do we want to do? All right, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and maybe we'll do another video soon. Bye.